Time for a grip tip, presented by Golf Pride. So I'm giving a golf lesson to a guy the other day, and he's saying to me, Michael, I have no power, I have no speed in my swing. I'm losing all kinds of distance. I'm inconsistent with my strike, and I look at the club face, and there's marks all over the face, and I watch him hit a ball, and I go, oh, man, you're holding this club improperly. You know what you need? You need a hammer. Now, why is a hammer going to be advantageous for you? Because when we grab the hammer so that we can do this. Now, most of us grab the hammer with our right hand, and we hammer like this. This is our dominant hand. There are many of you that are left-handed, and you'll do that same thing as well, and you'll go like this. But you never grip the hammer like this. You just never grip the hammer like this so you can lever your elbow. We don't hammer like that. We hammer like this. That's how we hammer. Well, guess what? How you hammer is how you hold. How you hammer is how you hold. Now, what are some of the important things to understand about how we hold a hammer? Well, the first one is, I want to give you just a little bit of an idea. Right there, you see two of those green spots. That's going to be my thumb pad. That's going to be my heel pad. These are very important parts of the grip to understand, because when we hold the club, what I want is I want both of these two green dots to sit on top of the hammer. So you can see when I hold that in my fingers and I put the heel pad on there and the thumb pad on there, now I'm holding the hammer so that I can create leverage and strike the nail without having to move my elbow. I can hit it that way. Well, guess what? I want that same power, that same effortless power in a golf swing, how I hold the club. So I take my grip. Now you can see right there, that says align. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that green dot and I'm going to put it right on the align, and then let this green dot touch that middle finger of my hand, just like that. And when I do that, now I'm holding this club in a way that's going to allow me to lever the club. Many of you are sitting there thinking to yourself, well, what happens if I don't? Well, then you lever the elbow. So now we get in here like this and we make a swing and we lever the elbow. And this goes straight up into the air and this becomes your bend. You lose all your width, you lose all your power, you lose all your consistency. So now we get a golf club. Now what I do, what I teach my students to do, and what I'm telling you to do is to hold the club in front of you, wrap it with your fingers first. So we go fingers, then pads, then thumb. And when I do this properly, and this is one of the things that Hogan talked about in his book, when you hold this grip correctly, you should be able to hold the grip, hold this club with 4 fingers off of the club using the index finger and the heel pad of the lead hand to hold the club. If somebody came here and tried to pull this out of my hand, you couldn't. And I can still move this club without much of a problem. I'll use the thumb to support that, but I can support this club with the heel pad, the index finger, and the thumb right there at the top. So now I have all the pressure, I have all the power, all set up. Now I go fingers, thumb. Now I put my other hand on it. And now what I'm going to do is when I swing, I'm going to let this club have some leverage to it. And you can't believe how far you can hit this ball without any effort whatsoever. So I'm just going to lever this club up into the air just like that. And now I swing. I just barely swung the club. I didn't move at it at all. There was no shoulder rotation, no nothing. And yet, when I come up here, I carried that 170 yards, 6-iron. 170 yards, I got 115 miles an hour of ball speed. And I didn't move my body at all. That's the thing that's so important. Because when I start to add that into it, and with the right grip, with the way I put my hand on here, fingers, pads, and then thumb, now I do that. Now watch what happens when I start to put my body into it. My golf club's going to get past parallel. My club head speed is going to go way up, and I'm going to hit this really far, maybe even hit a draw. So now what I got was I got a shot that's drawing back to the flag. Greg, can you replay that one for me? Let's see what this looks like. Look at that, start out to the right and turn back to the left. And I am sure, though I didn't see it, I am sure that golf swing got past parallel. It certainly felt like it was a lot farther with that wrist hinge. Now I'm going to hit one. Fingers, heel pad, thumb. I'm going to show you one other thing here in a second that's going to teach you how to hold this club properly so that you don't get confused with this. Now watch this one. Again, same full swing. Greg, can you replay this one as well? Because what we're going to see is we're going to see a big draw on this one. Watch this. Look at that start out there. Look at that twist over to the left-hand side. That's because of the way we're holding the club. Now, I want to show you one other thing. Remember I told you I was going to tell you something. One of the ways that messes up your grip, one of the things that you do that messes up the way you hold the club, is you grip it with the club head on the ground. And the club's coming out on an angle and your arm is on an angle. What you'll tend to do is just grip it this way and you go right to the pads first and you get the pad, the heel pad underneath or on the side of the grip. And you'll see when you hold your club incorrectly, you'll be able to read that a line right there at the top of the grip. When you can read that a line, you know that you're not in the proper line. You do not have the club properly held in your hands. That's incorrect. What we want to do is make that a line disappear by getting that green dot right over the top of that line. That's going to allow me to hold this club correctly. Now I'm going to get some leverage. Now, watch the distance, because now I've got my draw. I know I'm going to hit a draw. Watch this distance that we get right here. There you go. That's a good strike. Watch this one. Wave goodbye to that target. See ya. Right over it. Come on up here. Look at all the good things that are going to happen. Apex, 105. Yeah. What we got? Ball speed, 121. You betcha. How about distance? 180. And that's just by employing that leverage into the wrist and allowing that club to have a little bit of length in the backswing. So this is what I want you to do. It's very simple. You get yourself a glove, take a pen of some sort, put a little dot right there on the heel pad, put another dot on the thumb pad, and then when you hold the club, you take that little dot on the heel pad, you cover up that align, make sure that that second dot from the thumb pad is touching the middle finger or the index finger of your lead hand right there. That's going to let you know that you've got the club levered properly. And then do as Hogan did. What you're going to do is hold this, take those three fingers off. You can see right here in camera one how I have that. These three fingers are off, the thumb is off, and I have control over this club. And what I promise you is when you do that, you're going to have control over the club. You're going to get a lot more distance. And as you get more distance, you get more confidence. You won't have to swing so hard. Let the leverage, let the lever that you're creating by how you hold this help you set up properly. And by the way, go get yourself a hammer. I'm telling you, it's going to help you improve your golf swing. It's going to help you improve your game. And it's going to give you that power you look for. And that is a grip tip presented by Golf Pride. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.